You think it's a game?
660 with Hip Hop Gamer.
Welcome to the 660, where gaming meets real talk. I'm your host, the GOAT of the game, Hip Hop Gamer, bringing you the hottest in gaming culture. Today, we're diving into some epic throwback interviews and the latest game releases. So let's get it. David Alan Grier is one of the pure diamonds we have in the world of entertainment. From In Living Color to his cameo appearances in the hit TV show Martin, there's absolutely nothing this man's talent can't touch and dominate. I present to you all one of the greatest to ever do it, David Alan Grier, right here on the 660.
Yo, this is legendary right here. All right, you ready to start? We got to go right now. Yo, it's the GOAT of the game, Hip Hop Gamer Hot 97. I got the legend, David Alan Grier is here. So, bro, first question, love you. And first question, man, what would be your magical power if this movie was also turned into a video game? And I just spoke to Kobe. He said he would love to write it as a game as well as another medium. Talk to me, bro. What you think?
Wow. Well, everybody wants that Jedi mind trick. You know, you get stopped by the police, some dudes roll up on you at night, they about to rob you. I've always wanted that. No, you're not. And they go, oh, okay, never mind, you know.
I gotta spin a chain on that one. I gotta spin a chain. That was
hey man, let me tell you a quick story. Years ago, this is like when Living Color was on, these two kids were fighting in front of a Ralph's supermarket here in LA. These boys, they're big, they're 15, 16, and it was instinctual, man. I saw them fighting, it was ridiculous. I ran over there in my best parents' voice. Now y'all boys, stop that. Stop fighting. Shake hands and get out of here. They looked at me, they stopped fighting, they shook hands, and they walked away. I was like, damn, this worked. Oh, this worked, man. I am a Magical Negro. So then, about a week later, same deal. I went to this ghetto-ass Ralph's. These kids were fighting. I tried the same thing. I was like, hey, you boys, stop that. They looked at me. They're like, man, forget you. They kept fighting. I wasn't magic no more. It didn't work. It only worked that one time.
Hey, that's why we got the movie, to bring that magic back again. So, you know what? Considering magic, one thing I wanted to ask you is, you know, in this culture, things being so serious, we need more laughter. We need more joy. So I got a question for you, man. If there was a comedy versus, and you had In Living Color in this day and age, 2024, and you had In Living Color versus like a Mad TV, or In Living Color versus Saturday Night Live or something like that, like what type of impact you think that will have in this day and age? And also, would you win? Would y'all win?
Well, first of all, of course we'd win, hands down. But I've actually been asked to do a versus with Tommy Davidson, Jamie Foxx. They were trying to get it going. It never got off the ground. It would be fun though, man. It would be fun if we went, because if you're talking about show to show, that means we have a whole bank of all of our sketches. We hit them one after another. We'll destroy you. But in terms of like individual comics, I've never seen it pulled off, man, but it's an interesting prospect.
That would be insane. And for the last question, and this is a lot more powerful, I see at the end of the movie, bro, you tapped into the Leon Lonnie Love little bit. I see you tapped into that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I see you tapped into that, baby. So my question to you is, in that scene, you know, when you touch Justin on his head, well, Justice, you know, on his head, how do you feel about that in terms of real life? Sometimes we try to forget, or maybe it's easier to forget because the pain is so real. How do you respond to something like that? How can you be, how can this movie be valuable for people that see it?
I think what people need to realize is my character, I play a guy who is a magical Negro. I believe in who I am and what I'm doing, but that's not the only path. It's really Justice is the one, as this young black man, to decide, do I want to go down this road that I'm trying to get him to go down, or am I going to do my own thing? You know, so that's really what it's about. And it's a way using comedy and satire to bring the audience into this world, and then to give them that heavy message in terms of when you're dealing with racism and misogyny, in the workplace, in corporate America. How do you deal with it? And so that's the real message of the movie. But it's couched in this comedy and this satire, you know.
Wow, God bless you, man. Look, that's my time. It's an honor to meet you, man. It's the one and only go to the game, hip hop gamer on your Hot 97 every
Hot
day.
97, man.
Word.
Hot 97. I've been down there a million times back in the day, baby.
Yeah, we gotta bring you back on again.
I'm
Let's
ready.
get it, baby. Make sure y'all watch the movie and we out of here.
All
Peace.
right.
Banishes the ghost of New Eden is a must buy, like now, for real. The story of this game gives you the power to send someone to heaven, send someone to hell, or resurrect them back to the living. The gameplay alone in this game is crazy because of its 2-in-1 style combat experience. You can utilize the flesh and the spirit to attack and defend yourself. There's no game out like it right now, so make sure you check it out. Tales of Kenzera is hands down one of the hottest games out this year. The birth of this game was inspired, sadly, through the death of Salim's father, who taught him about video games. Now, he created his own gaming studio and has launched an amazing game that rivals and, in some cases, surpasses the Great Prince of Persia title. Y'all gotta play Tales of Kenzera, and after experiencing the combat and storyline, this game just hits different. Multiverses is finally out of beta and it's officially launching this year. This game is a direct headshot at Super Smash Brothers and it's amazing, hands down. You got characters like Batman, Rick and Morty, Scooby-Doo, Bugs Bunny, and too much more. This game shines perfectly with great gameplay balance. The graphics is fire and it doesn't feel like a ripoff of other platform fighters. This is something special right here, and I want you all to experience it hands down on the 660. Let's get it. Bryan Williams, the producer of WWE 2K Games, is here, and he got a lot of heat to share with us. Joining Visual Concepts many years ago, Bryan Williams and his team has helped to change and shape the narrative on what a great wrestling game can become with the new technology of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. This is the type of fun we grew up on, and now right here on the 660, we get the opportunity to learn more about what's next from Bryan Williams and the new developments for WWE 2K. Let's go.
I had to show up with the belt today. You know what I'm saying? Because the GOAT of the game is rocking with the producer of the immaculate WWE 2K24. Give it up for the one and only Bryan Williams. Let's go, baby.
Man.
How you feel, son?
Brother, I'm feeling great, man, especially after that introduction. Damn.
Yeah, let's
Man,
go,
can you
baby.
interview? Can I get like an exclusive? You just interviewing me all the time? Like this is it.
Yo, this is the way it's supposed to be, baby. What? So, yo, first of all, I love you. I got like 10 questions I want to get through with you, so let's get it popping. The first question I got for you, dog, is what was your favorite moment at WrestleMania 40 this year? Like, what was that moment like that it was so good that you wanted to go home and play the game to kind of relive the moment, but on the game? Like, talk to me about that, bro.
Okay, well, see, as soon as you mentioned the game portion of it, my answer changed. If we're thinking about which match that I saw where I'm like, I got to boot up 2K24, I've got to relive this and do this myself, that would have been the Gunther and Sami Zayn match. That match was fire. I mean, it was my second favorite match of the two nights. You know, obviously the main event with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Like, that was gonna be my first answer because I'm a big Cody fan. I love Roman too, but to see that brother finish his story was,
Facts.
I mean, brother, I'd be lying if I said I didn't get a little emotional. You know what I mean?
Facts. I feel you on that, bro. Trust me, I get it. Like, you don't understand. Like, just playing WWE 2K24, I got emotional, period. Like, I'm gonna take you back to 1990, WrestleMania 6, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior. Like, just playing that over again, yo, bro, oh my gosh, man. I just thank y'all so much for y'all work ethic, and y'all passion. Because I'm telling you, man, you brought the tears out of me too, bro. So I'm with you 100%.
Oh man, I love to hear that, man. I'm gonna pass that along to the team, because the team, they get all the credit, man. I'm one of many that are responsible for the game year in, year out. And 2K24, man, it couldn't have come out the way that it did without the fine folks that I work with. So appreciate that, bro.
Facts, man, always, bro. So one of my major questions that I wanted to ask you is about breaking haunts. So one thing, I love the game, but when it comes to this part, I just never understood why. But when you make a taunt in the game, I can't break out of my taunt. So let's say I taunt and I did it at the wrong time or something like that. Then like the opponent could get a cheap shot on me because I can't never break out of my taunt. It's like once I do it, it stays there. Have y'all thought about potentially like changing that to where you could break out of your taunt? What's your thoughts on that area of the game? Because that can sometimes be crucial.
Oh man, this is a great question. And I'm glad because I got an answer for it. And yeah, we've definitely talked about this, several times. I mean, throughout my run on the franchise, I've been doing this since 2005. The reason that we don't allow the breakouts of taunts is because to taunt in the game, like you have to choose your spots, right? Because if you do a crowd taunt and opponent taunt, you're either building up or adding to your special meter or your finisher meter. And so because you've got that risk reward aspect of it, it's like if you commit to a taunt, you're saying, okay, I'm choosing this time to taunt. If I can pull it off successfully, I'm going to get that buff that's going to add to my my extra gain of special or finisher. That's really why, from a gameplay side, why we have that in there, where it's like we want players to be cognizant of when they choose to taunt, maybe like, toss the opponent out of the ring, or, you get them into the corner, incapacitated. It's like, now it's my chance to taunt him or taunt the crowd, giving myself an opportunity to build to my meter. And at the same time, like you said, I mean, there's a risk with that because it leaves yourself open for, irreversible attack. So that's why that's there.
Got you, because the way I was looking at it, especially as a hardcore gamer, I always like to have options. So like, just like how with the pin, you got the option where you could tap it, which is better for me versus the meter and stuff like that. That was like a deal breaker for a lot of people. They couldn't stand that, but just tapping it just brought us back to the old days. So the reason why I was thinking about the taunt is because I think the taunt could also be like a way to bait somebody. So I think there's other layers of gameplay that can be added to the taunt, to where I do a taunt like this and you think you could take advantage of me because I'm taunting, but the moment you get close to me, I just break out of the taunt and hit you with the, out of nowhere, something like that. So that's why I think it'll be a great gameplay tool based on people that I spoke with. But thanks for the answer though. So now my next question was, crowd interactions. So if you look at your friends over at NBA 2K and stuff like that, you might see, when they would have Justin Bieber in the crowd, or you see Lil Wayne sitting down, front, courtside and stuff like that. I think it'd be so cool, even from a gameplay aspect, to, let's say, in one of the storylines when you're playing universe mode or something like that, and you got like Seth Rollins sitting, in the crowd, and he's a part of the crowd, but he might intervene in a match, but he's sitting down in the crowd and just doing more stuff with the crowd. What are your thoughts on that? Is that something that y'all spoke about before to expand the energy of the crowd?
Oh, brother, I spoke about it 2 days ago, actually. No, it's funny, you bring up the crowd, because when we took over the franchise from Ukes, the previous developer, we kind of went through the work of refactoring and kind of making the engine and the game truly our own. And one of the last aspects of that is, refactoring the crowd, the behavior of the crowd, how the crowd functions. It's one area that I know team wide, there's a big initiative towards improving that to someday get to the place of, NBA 2K and to get to a place of where you're saying, where just having that flexibility of throwing in a roster member in the crowd, whether for Universe, whether for My Rise, and having that interaction. Maybe Seth jumps over the barricade and all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh, what's going on here? So that's definitely something that the team is, thinking of now, and we are actively, working on to address for future iterations of the game, for sure, dog.
Yo, that's crazy, dog. I'm so happy to hear that. Now, one thing I want to stay on that engine and stuff like that. When you look at an engine like Unreal Engine 5 and how crazy that is, have y'all thought, because look, we all know how crazy things was, you know, when 2K20 came out, and then how y'all came back with 2K22, Rey Mysterio on the cover, and then it just blew everybody away. How incredible that was. So you're on the right track, big time. But one thing I will say is, in this day and age with AI, and obviously you're gonna have a new PlayStation coming soon, and all these other things, and just next generation technology, are y'all comfortable with sticking with the engine that y'all got now? Or have y'all had conversations about, you know what, we could probably take it to a level that the fans wouldn't even expect if we move this over to the Unreal Engine 5 and then really shock the world? What are your thoughts on that in terms of potentially moving to a whole other engine and really having a ground up build from the team that's already in place now versus taking over something from somebody else back with Ukes?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, I probably won't be able to provide the best answer because, like, when it comes to the hardcore technical side of the gaming stuff, I'm not the best for that. But what I can say is that, you know, look, I mean, discussions every year, you know, we have discussions about ways to improve, you know, the overall experience for our fans, for our users, and a lot of that has to deal with the engine. I think, you know, since 2K22, we've made substantial strides towards improving the engine that we have for the game currently. And I think there's still a lot of untapped potential there. And I know, and yeah, I mean, the Unreal Engine 5 is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's great. But I think everything is just a fit. Like, what's going to fit best for the game that we are producing, and especially what's gonna be best for the team and for the franchise and for the game within the limited time that we have to release each year. Because we are on that annual cadence where we have, you know, a finite period of time to get, you know, the game out each and every year. So that right there, more than anything, I mean, to switch engines, you know, from one, you know, one release to the next, that's a pretty substantial leap. And I mean, to do that in a year's time that we have, which honestly isn't even a full year, our development is roughly 9 to 10 months. That's a pretty grand undertaking. But, you know, at the same time, you know, never say never, you know?
Yeah, nah, absolutely, man. Like, at the rate that y'all going, y'all doing such a good job. So if it ain't broke, don't, you know, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep it going and keep building with what you got. I understand that. So now I want to bring this out because I don't think y'all been asked this question, dog. So back in the day, right? I'm gonna take you back to 2005, son. Okay. ESPN NFL 2K5. One of the most amazing features in that game was first person mode, being able to play NFL in first person mode. Yo, whenever I see like The Rock come out in his entrance and you get to see things a little bit from his perspective, I always felt like it'd be dope if WWE 2K had a first person mode or like the VR mode or something, but mainly a first person mode where when you in the ring and you do that crowd taunt and you see the crowd and it's really you. And if you do the rock bottom, like you did it. Like, oh my gosh, what are your thoughts? Have y'all even had a conversation about what would WWE 2K be like if they featured a first person mode where you could really bring the user into the experience of that wrestler on a whole nother level, bro?
That's a very interesting question, brother. I can't recall any discussions that I've had with the team about that first person camera, but just thinking about it, I mean, you mentioned The Rock when he comes out for his entrance, especially now with him being the final boss. Ooh. And like that whole presentation is fire. I could totally see a really cool utilization of a first person camera during a superstar's entrance to the ring, kind of soaking it all in and all that. Gameplay, and you mentioned gameplay, like doing a taunt, and like seeing out to the crowd or even looking at your opponent. I think there's something to that as well. But like when it comes to moves, I think a lot of what makes pro wrestling what it is that, you know, the fan, like you want to see the rock bottom being performed. You know, you want to see somebody getting spiked on their head with a DDT or whatever. And like if you're doing that in the first person camera, whether you're the attacker or the defender, it's like everything's going to kind of be cattywampus as far as like what the hell's going on here or whatever.
Right, I understand.
But that's an interesting idea, and I think there are definitely ways and areas of our game, because I mean, come on, man, our game is so big, where I could totally see a use and a utilization of a first person camera. In certain aspects. I think that's really cool, man. And again, something yeah, definitely something for us to consider.
Yeah, because imagine when Cody Rhodes get on the top ropes and it's like, whoa, and you can't, you get me hyped, bro. It's so crazy. So
you get me hyped, dog. That's a really good idea, man.
It'd be crazy. So a few more questions, then we can wrap it up. So now, this is a very interesting question, and you might not be the right person to ask, but I think this would be very interesting considering the business climate of what's going on in the gaming industry. But do you ever think, or do you see any value to WWE like 2K being released, but like being released day and date into Xbox Game Pass? Like, imagine there was an announcement that Xbox Game Pass will have WWE 2K25 day and date, like inside Xbox Game Pass. Like, is that valuable to y'all? Like, what are your thoughts on that with this particular game, bro?
I mean, that's valuable to me. I mean, you're right, though. I'm not the right person to answer that because there's more of a marketing thing. But as someone who works on the game, I mean, I think that's a great idea. Because the way I look at it, like the amount of all the hard work that the team does year in and year out on this franchise, anything that will make and entice, our fan base to cop the game early, as soon as possible, I'm all for. And if that means, pairing up with Game Pass or any one of those services, I'd be all about that for sure. But again, those decisions are made above my level.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it'd be great. So now, major question, bro. Major question. So I was at GDC earlier this year, bro. And I was using the Oracle, and they had like NVIDIA and stuff like that, right? Where I can talk to the NPC and it'll talk back to me, it'll know my name, all of that. It's like AI voiceovers, all of that. Like, it's insane. So my question to you, especially from the story mode aspect of WWE and all the technology that's there, have y'all been testing AI, generative AI, all these new cool things to make the game better and more engaging? Because I'm telling you, imagine being able to create a player, but when you create a player, it's not just only the developers' voices or, that you have to rely on. Maybe you could like speak and it takes your voice, and then now your voice is in the game or something. Or you could talk to Shawn Michaels and he'll talk to you back as the wrestler that you created, all through just actual conversation. Have y'all been exploring new ways to utilize this technology for the future iterations of WWE 2K, bro?
Well, I'll just say this, that I know that, our engineers and our brain trusts are constantly thinking about ways in which we can improve the game, specifically, when it comes to AI. I mean, the way the AI is right now, I mean, it's integrated itself into damn near every facet of everyday society, from games to everything, right? So I think we'd be remiss if we did not, investigate and look for ways in which AI can be used to support and to enhance the overall experience that we provide each and every year, especially like you're saying. I mean, when it comes to story modes or being able to interact with the NPC characters, you mentioned like a Shawn Michaels or maybe even like an Adam Pearce or whatever. And to have your voice, it'll personalize the experience that much more than anything pre-baked or pre-scripted that the designers or we come up with. It just lends that level of personalization to everybody who picks up the game, and I think that's a really cool avenue for us to investigate in the future. And I wouldn't be shocked if that becomes a reality sooner rather than later.
I can't wait. So 3 more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. All right, next question is this, bro. I never understood this, and please, maybe y'all could clear this up for me. But why is it that when you're playing 2K, like WWE 2K period, the intros is 30 frames per second, but then when you get to the gameplay, it's 60 frames per second? Why can't the entire game be 60 frames per second? Like, I just never understood the drop. Because when I'm playing, and I play mainly on PC, it's like it goes from 30, then to 60. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So like, talk to me about that. Is that something that y'all are trying to fix or attack? Or is it just going to be what it is going to future iterations of the game, bro?
Well, nothing will ever just be it is what it is, because we're always looking ways to improve off top all the time. Again, not having the strong technical background, I can't give probably the answer that you're hoping to hear. But all I can say is that I do know that our entrances and gameplay, those are 2 separate systems that are running. You've got the cutscene engine, and then you've got the gameplay engine. So, with our entrances, I mean, there's so many things that are in play all at once, from, of course, the visuals, the pyro, the effects, the lighting. There's a lot going on within that system that is not, simpatico with once you transition into gameplay. So I would imagine those two things are the reasons why you have those frame rate differences between the entrances versus when you get into the gameplay situation. But and then also because we're supporting, current gen, PS5, Xbox Series X, as well as still we're supporting, the last gen SKUs.
Yeah,
I think once, whenever we make that pivot to, and again, we'll always be on that case, right? Because you just mentioned, like, pretty soon there will be a PlayStation 6 coming out, and when that hits in the new Xbox, we're still going to want to support, the PS5s and Xbox Series X. So we'll always kind of be trailing for most of our time with utilizing the best of the new consoles and everything that they can provide, while at the same time also doing our best to support those older consoles for users who are fans of the game who maybe aren't as quick to be able to adopt to the latest hardware.
Right now, absolutely. All right, 2 more questions left. Now, this next question, bro, I gotta ask you. This is major. This is Hot 97. So I gotta ask you, who's your favorite artist, whether all time or right now, whatever, but who's your favorite artist? And if you could bring that artist on the development team, what artist would that be that you feel you could draw inspiration from to even make the game better, even though you love their music? Who is that person, dog? Talk to me, son.
Oh, Doug. Okay, I was hoping to get some hip hop. Oh man, all right. So I got two cats leapt to mind immediately, and you said favorite. So I think right now, because I was just listening to them at the gym the other day. I love the game. I'm from born and raised in LA. The Game is my dude. I was actually just listening before, like maybe an hour ago, Vlad TV on YouTube had some interviews with the Game, and I was watching some snippets. The Game is my guy, man. Ever since, 2004 is when I first discovered him, when he was doing stuff up in NorCal.
Wow.
Northern California. And so I just love the Game. My second choice, I was gonna say Jay-Z, because Hove is.
Hove.
I mean, you're the GOAT of the game, but I think Hove is the GOAT of hip hop, man. Just with his longevity, his consistency. I mean, even Hove's worst albums are better than everybody's. Usually, most everybody's best. You know what I mean?
Talk about it.
But I'm gonna stick with the Game, because I just love that brother, man, and just a huge fan. I think like his beat selection. I mean, he's there's just certain cats who just have a good ear for beats, and like he's one of them. And then his flow. He's a West Coast cat, but he's also kind of got like an East Coast inspired flow with his the way he spits and everything. So I really dig that. So I'd say Game. And I think just having him, Game, and then I'd bring him on and I'd say, all right, Game, I'm going to have you curate the soundtrack. Post Malone did it for us for 2K24. I'm handing you the reins. And you know what? Anything goes. I tell him, and this obviously can't happen in real life, but I tell him, it's like, money is no option, brother. Whatever you want to do, we'll do. Let's get it.
Yo, that would be crazy. Imagine if like y'all had the Game in the game, and that was like a part of the marketing scheme. The Game in the game. Woo. Yo, we gotta talk more. Like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff we could do. Now for the final question, bro. First of all, just thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you to the whole team. Like, I love y'all, man. You don't understand. I'm such a huge, huge fan of the work ethic that y'all put behind yourselves in the team. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people may not always appreciate that part because they just want with their game and that's it. But dog, I personally know what it takes to like do these things, sleepless nights and, upset about this. And at the end of the day, you care enough about the fans to make sure you get this out. So before I get to my final question, I just wanted to have that statement and let you know you're loved. The team is loved. We care about y'all, like beyond just the game and having fun, but just thank y'all for the sacrifices that y'all make, for the enjoyment that we get a chance to have with the work that y'all produce. We love you, bro.
I just had to let you know that, man.
Brother, thank you so much for that. That's awesome to hear, man. Really appreciate that. And brother, hey, that's reciprocated. We love you too, dog. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man, all day. So now, final question, bro. Now, you know The Rock's entrance, that final boss.
Yeah.
It's gotta be in WWE 2K25. I don't care what nobody say. Like it has to be in there. My question to you is, what are y'all doing to take that particular interest to the next level, unlike anything that we ever seen before in WWE 2K25? And I know when you're making the games, you can't put everything that you want in 1 year. You know, there's a cutoff point because you still got to get the game done because you got 9 to 10 months to make it. What's one feature that you didn't get a chance to do or make happen in 24 that y'all are at least having strong conversations about now with a high chance of it making it in for 2K25 along with that Rock entrance, bro, for the final boss?
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, The Rock, the final boss. I mean, he sits on the board at TKO now. So, I mean, we got to give him his entrance, dog. He's the final boss, you know what I mean? So, of course, yeah. Although, you know, obviously we haven't announced the 2K25 yet, but if we were to do one, you know he's getting that banger of an entrance. I love it, man. It's like inspired by like Black Adam even. I love the callbacks to that. And as far as, you know, something that was potentially, you know, gonna make it in 2K24 that didn't, I'm having a meeting about that later on today. And unfortunately, I got to keep it close to the vest, but I can't say that it's match related. And it's something that I am a strong proponent of, and I'm doing my best to try to get it in. It'll be a first for the franchise and probably one of the most unique type of matches in terms from a visual standpoint. So, but it requires a lot of, you know, heavy lifting and rethinking about how we do certain things because we've never done them before. But at the same time, you saw all the fans saw what we did in 2K23 with the introduction of the War Games match and how well that came together. So, I mean, I think this team can do anything, and I'm really hopeful that we'll be able to pull this off. But I tell you what, though, once we get the green light, and once we start talking about maybe, you know, the next games and everything, I definitely would love to talk to you about it. And I'll let you know, this is what I was talking about, Hip Hop Gamer. This was that thing.
Bro, I can't wait. And listen, I'm glad you said War Games, because after I seen War Games and played War Games, y'all can do anything. There's nothing that you and your team can't do after experiencing War Games, bro. So like I said, man, love y'all. God bless. It's the Go to the Game Hip Hop Gamer on your Hot 97 every day. That's my word. And we out of here, baby. Give it up for Big B in the building. WWE 2K24. We're getting ready for that 25. Let's get it. And we out of here. Peace.
So to wrap it up, whether you're revisiting classics or diving into new adventures, there's always something fresh in the world of gaming. Remember to stay true to your roots and keep gaming for real. This is the Go to the Game Hip Hop Gamer signing off from the 660. And remember, character is your currency. We out of here. Peace.